Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua on Sunday broke the silence with sentiments that the government is broke and struggling to pay debts.
Having challenges in paying salaries. Last week, some loans had matured and they have to be paid because we have obligation.
Kama unashindwa kulipa mishahara, wewe utashungulikia Kenya namna gani? Utashungulikia chakula ya wananchi namna gani? Utashungulikia maisha ya wananchi namna gani?
So going forward, it will be suicidal as a country to default servicing our debts, because we will be downgraded globally. They know investors will be ready to come and invest in Kenya.
Kenneth Rotich, policy analyst and the executive director of Pan-African Private Sector Forum, says, and I quote, "Delayed payments is definitely not a good impression and can easily be misinterpreted by naysayers to mean that the transition from top-down to bottom-up economic models respectively has failed," end of quote. DP's aspersions that the debt burden being witnessed was occasioned by the handshake between former President Uhuru Kenyatta and Azimio principal Raila Odinga has been castigated as misleading.
Having challenges in giving money to governors because the handshake government ruined this economy. They borrowed money left, right and center.
He's dishonest. He's pure dishonest. He's taking Kenyans' intelligence for granted. I think we are smarter than that. Some of them were taken during President Kibaki's time and even during Moi's time, because some of these loans, they are 30 years, others are 40. They are long-term loans.
Ile pesa mulitoa subsidy wakati mulishukua usukani wa Kenya. Mukatoa subsidy ya mafuta ya mangari. Mukatoa subsidy ya unga. Hiyo pesa mulipeleka wapi? Hii maneno yenu munasema sijui Kenya haina pesa. Pengine ni kunjificha tu mupore Kenya. Mupore Kenya na familia zenu. Munatufunga macho.
According to statistics from the National Treasury, it requires 50 billion Kenya shillings for civil servant salaries, 8 billion Kenya shillings for payment of pensions, even as it owes county governments 92.5 billion Kenya shillings and 204 billion Kenya shillings on to ministries, departments and agencies MDAs.
Ukisema hauna pesa, counties itafanya nini? Devolution itafanya nini? Pesa ya CDF iko wapi? Pesa ya ngafu iko wapi? Munalipisha karo pesa mingi.
Settling this amount has since gotten the Kenya Kwanza leadership scratching their heads, with KRA missing its revenue targets by 67 billion Kenya shillings, even as 150 billion Kenya shillings was spent to repay debt in March alone.
Government money is not stolen. It's not like a bank where you can break into a strong room and steal money. Government money is wasted through procuring, through tendering.
Mbona hatukusikia Moi akisema hana pesa? Mbona hatukusikia Kibaki akisema hana pesa? Mbona nyinyi munatisha wa Kenya kusema ati Kenya haina pesa? Kwani economy ya Kenya inaisha?
What solutions then does the President William Ruto-led government has on the table?
We don't have a revenue problem. I think we are a spoiled country. We've been living beyond our means, and unless we become prudent in the way our priorities in terms of expenditure, it really doesn't matter how much KRA corrects.
Kenneth Rotich opines that the Kenya Kwanza government has done a commendable job in prioritizing external debt repayments. However, a lot needs to be done to reflect on the 2023-2024 financial year policy statement by providing room for greater public participation and creating understanding of the dynamics of bottom-up economics. On the political stability in the country, that the economic advisor to the President, David Ndii, appeared to suggest that a truce will be needed between opposition and the government to avert demonstrations. DP Gachagua is taking a stand position against the same.
between the two protagonists. It's inevitable they will have to make peace. Otherwise, the situation will get worse. Revenue collection, tax collection will become very difficult.
All eyes are now set on President William Ruto, who has pledged to deal with over 9 trillion debt.
Ile kitu mulikuwa mnatuambia bottom up economic model ilienda wapi? Kwani hiyo bottom up economic model ni collapse of Kenyan economy?
So when you are presidential candidate, you have all these super solutions on how you're gonna fix the economy. Wait until you get to State House. You put the Bible down and you discover how tough it is to manage to manage an economy. The ball still squarely lies on the president. He has to lead from the front. He has to minimize the rhetoric. He has to fold his sleeves and go to work with the deputy president.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.